The first minute of your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. When you wake up, your body is in a transitional state somewhere between rest and action. If you immediately go passive, checking your phone or dragging yourself out of bed, you're programming your nervous system to operate in reaction mode. But if you take that first minute and deliberately engage your body, you shift into a peak state almost instantly. That's where momentum begins, not in your thoughts, but in your movement. It's not about doing a full workout. It's about creating a powerful physical signal that today is not like yesterday. Today, you're showing up with energy and purpose. Start by standing tall, breathe deep, raise your hands above your head, clap with energy, do a few quick jumps, stretch your arms to the sky, shake out your limbs. Move like your body is full of power even if you don't feel like it yet. Because the truth is, you don't wait for motivation to move, you move first, and motivation follows. Your body is the access point to your emotions. When your heart rate increases, blood starts flowing, and posture opens up, your mind begins to wake up with it. That simple act of motion sends a message to your brain, I'm in charge now. This is not about exercise, it's about activation. Think of it as turning on the engine of your day. High performers don't wait until 11 a.m. to feel awake. They create a physical ritual that conditions their body to access energy on demand, and over time, that becomes automatic. Your body learns to associate movement with action, confidence, and clarity. Even something as simple as a few intense inhales through the nose and forceful exhales through the mouth, combined with a power stance, can radically change how you feel in seconds. That's not magic, that's biology. You're using your nervous system to shift your emotional state. If you want to build success, you have to build state, and state begins with physiology. The world doesn't respond to what you think or wish. It responds to the energy you bring, and in that first 60 seconds of your morning, you have a golden window to claim that energy. Your body is your greatest tool, and the moment you take control of it, you take control of your life. It doesn't require equipment, a schedule, or a gym. It only requires intention. You're not looking for perfect form, you're looking for activation. Something that tells every cell in your body, we are awake, we are alive, we are moving forward. That message, delivered with movement, creates certainty, and certainty is the foundation of action. When you change your body, you change your state. When you change your state, you change your outcomes. Gratitude isn't just a feel. Good concept, it's a powerful psychological and physiological tool to shift your entire state of being. In minutes 2 to 4 of your morning routine, you deliberately direct your focus to what's right in your life. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to place your energy on what is already beautiful, meaningful, or even just quietly good. The brain is hardwired for survival, which means it naturally scans for problems, threats, and gaps. Left unchecked, your mind wakes up looking for what's missing or what could go wrong. Gratitude interrupts that default programming. It breaks the cycle of stress and worry by forcing the mind to look at what's already working. You can't be angry and grateful at the same time. You can't be fearful and grateful at the same time. You can't be in a state of lack and abundance simultaneously. Gratitude is a complete state shift. It changes your chemistry, slows your heart rate, and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you designed for rest, healing, and creativity. That's why it's not enough to just think about something you're grateful for. You have to feel it. Close your eyes, slow your breathing, and bring up the image of a person you love, a moment that meant something to you, or even a simple joy, the warmth of the sun on your skin, a smile from a stranger, a hot cup of coffee. Then focus on it. Let it expand in your mind until your whole body starts to respond. This isn't just mental, it's emotional and physical. To make this even more effective, pick 3 things to focus on. Start with one that's small and simple, something easily overlooked but pleasant or comforting. Then choose something meaningful, maybe a relationship, an experience, or a personal win. Finally, focus on something recent. This anchors gratitude into the present moment and keeps it alive in your day-to-day life. As you reflect, don't just list them, relive them. Put yourself back in the moment, hear the sounds, see the colors, feel the emotions. The more vivid the memory, the deeper the emotional impact. When you practice this consistently, your brain begins to rewire. It becomes more efficient at noticing the good, finding opportunities, and calming down in the face of pressure. Gratitude builds emotional resilience. It trains your focus to rest on the resourceful parts of your life instead of getting stuck in stress loops. You begin to carry yourself differently. You start your day not from a place of need, but from a place of fullness. That fullness changes how you speak, how you lead, and how you respond to challenges. You become more present, more aware, more powerful. This simple act of directing your focus for just 3 minutes trains your mind to recognize that even on the toughest days, there's still something worth appreciating. Gratitude becomes a weapon against the noise and a shield against the storm. It becomes your anchor. Visualization is not just imagination, it's mental conditioning. When you take minutes 5 through 7 in your morning to visualize success, you are training your brain and body to expect a specific outcome. The mind doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something experienced in reality. That's why visualization is such a powerful tool. It wires your nervous system to align with the future you want before it even happens. Most people go through life reacting to what's in front of them, but when you visualize, you're rehearsing your future before it arrives. You're stepping into the identity of someone who has already achieved the goal, who has already lived the moment, who already feels the reward. Start by closing your eyes, breathe deep and steady. Now bring up a goal that matters to you, not a vague wish, but something specific. Picture it as already complete. See yourself crossing the finish line, shaking the hand after the deal, hearing the applause after your performance. Make it real, bring in color, texture, sound, let the image sharpen. What are you wearing? Where are you standing? Who's there with you? What do you hear people saying? Let the emotion of that moment rise inside you. That feeling, that excitement, pride, gratitude is fuel. It's what anchors the visualization to your nervous system. You're not just seeing the moment, you're emotionally experiencing it in advance. Do this for 3 different goals or visions. One can be personal, one professional, and one that feels like a stretch, something big, bold, and maybe even a little scary. By visualizing 3, you diversify the emotional palette of your future and train your mind to be fluent in success across all areas of life. And don't just watch it like a movie, live it. Step into it fully. Speak the words you'd say, feel your body posture, smile if it feels natural. Let your physiology match the moment. When you combine visual clarity with emotional intensity and physical alignment, you create a powerful blueprint in your subconscious mind. Neuroscience shows us that visualization activates the same brain regions as real life practice. Athletes, performers, entrepreneurs, the best in the world, rehearse success mentally before the real performance. They don't leave it to chance. They build it, feel it, and then go out and live it. You're not just motivating yourself, you're programming your brain to filter for opportunities that match your vision. Suddenly, the right people appear, the ideas flow more clearly, and your behavior starts aligning with the identity of someone who already owns the outcome. This isn't about fantasy, it's about priming your brain to recognize the path, the actions, and the mindset that will get you there. When you do this daily, you stop asking if your goals are possible and start asking how to make them happen faster. You begin living in alignment with your vision instead of waiting for the world to give you permission. Your vision becomes a magnet, pulling your energy forward with purpose and drive. Breath is one of the most powerful and overlooked tools for accessing clarity, calm, and control. In minutes 8 and 9 of your morning routine, intentional breathwork becomes your bridge between the mind and the body. While your thoughts may race and your emotions may fluctuate, your breath is something you can control, and through that control, you can influence your entire physiological and emotional state. Most people breathe shallowly, unconsciously, and reactively. But when you breathe deliberately, deeply, and rhythmically, you take command of your internal world. You shift out of chaos and into coherence. You stop reacting to life and start responding with purpose. Begin by sitting or standing still. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 4 more. Then exhale through your mouth slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat this cycle. With each breath, feel your shoulders drop. Feel your mind settle. Notice how your body begins to slow down, how the mental noise begins to quiet. This practice is more than relaxation, it's regulation. It's an intentional pattern interrupt that tells your nervous system, we are safe, we are focused, we are in control. And when your nervous system believes that, your brain opens up. Creativity increases, clarity sharpens, stress decreases, energy becomes more focused and less scattered. In those 2 minutes, what you're doing is not just physical. You're priming your mind to enter the day from a place of centered power. Deep, intentional breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest, repair, and regulation. That's the state where insight happens, that's where patience lives, that's where resilience is built. When you make breathwork a daily ritual, you create a space each morning where your thoughts aren't leading you, you're leading your thoughts. And that changes everything about how you enter your day. The rhythm you create with your breath becomes the rhythm of your mind. Shallow, rapid breaths create a sense of urgency, anxiety, and survival. Deep, slow breaths create space, ease, and intention. In just 2 minutes, you can go from reactive to responsive. You can quiet the mental chatter and connect with your core, the version of you that isn't worried about yesterday or rushing into tomorrow. It's in that space that your highest decisions are made, not from panic, not from impulse, but from alignment. As you breathe, focus not only on the air moving in and out of your lungs, but on the idea that with each breath, you're inhaling energy, strength, and clarity. And with each exhale, you're releasing tension, doubt, and distraction. This symbolic exchange adds meaning to the practice. You're not just breathing, you're transforming. You're creating a pause in the noise, a gap between stimulus and response. And in that gap lies the power to choose how you'll show up, how you'll think, and how you'll lead yourself forward. Breath becomes your anchor, your center, your reset button. Your final minute, minute 10, is where everything comes together. This is the moment you step into identity. The words you speak about yourself become the foundation of who you are. Most people walk into their day carrying doubts, replaying yesterday's limitations, letting the outside world define their worth. But when you take 1 intentional minute to speak powerfully, to declare who you are and how you will lead your day, you reclaim control over your internal dialogue. You rewire your mind not to react but to command. You set a tone, a frequency, a belief system that becomes your inner compass. Start by speaking out loud, not a whisper, not a thought, a declaration. There's power in sound, especially when it's charged with intention. Say something that reflects who you are becoming, not just who you've been. Say something bold, something empowering, something rooted in the highest version of yourself. Today, I show up with certainty. I am focused, I am powerful, I move with purpose, I create opportunities, I rise above challenges, I lead with courage. These aren't just phrases, they are verbal commitments to your future self. And when you say them with emotion, your nervous system pays attention. What you speak, you shape. The human brain is constantly listening, constantly absorbing, constantly adapting. When you speak with conviction, you train your subconscious to accept a new standard. You give yourself permission to live at a higher level. This isn't about ego, it's about alignment. You're not bragging, you're building. You're reinforcing beliefs that support your mission. Most of the world wakes up and lets their thoughts run wild, unchecked and unfiltered. But you are designing your focus. You are deliberately choosing your mental environment, and that makes you dangerous in the best way. Stand tall when you say these declarations. Feel your feet rooted to the ground. Let your chest rise, your shoulders square. Use your body to embody the words. When the body and voice align with belief, you create certainty. Certainty is magnetic. It attracts people, ideas, and opportunities that resonate with your energy. And it begins with 1 minute of focused, passionate self-talk. This is your moment to remind yourself that you are not here to survive, you are here to lead, to grow, to build, to create, to serve, and to rise. You don't have to believe every word perfectly on day 1, but if you say it consistently, your belief will catch up with your voice. Confidence is a muscle, and declarations are reps. You are literally training yourself to think and speak like someone who leads their life from a place of strength. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Over time, those declarations aren't just part of your morning, they become the soundtrack of your identity. They echo in your mind when challenges hit, when fear creeps in, when doubt knocks. And because you've trained this ritual daily, you already know who you are, and you already know how to respond. Now you've got it, a powerful, purpose-driven 10-minute morning routine that primes your body, mind, and spirit for success. It's not complicated, it's not time-consuming, and it doesn't require anything outside of you because everything you need is already within you. You move to ignite energy, give thanks to ground your heart, visualize to shape your future, breathe to center your mind, and speak to claim your power. These aren't just steps, they're a system, a strategy to take command of your day before the world has a chance to pull you off course. Every day you practice this, you condition your nervous system for clarity, for certainty, for momentum. And momentum is the secret. It's not about having perfect days, it's about building unstoppable mornings that lead to intentional action, no matter what life throws your way. When you own your morning, you own your life. This is how leaders are made. This is how winners are built, not by chance, by choice. 10 minutes. That's all it takes to prime your day, elevate your standards, and step into the strongest version of you, the one that doesn't wait, the one that creates. This is your edge. Use it.